Hello friends and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to create your very own eyeball for this Halloween, and we're going to be using a Tunisian simple stitch. Of course, I'll try to show you because I'm going to be using a black background, so I guess you have to rely a little bit on my voice directions than anything. But for starters, we're going to chain 17. Of course, I did say that we're going to be using a Tunisian simple stitch, so make sure you get yourself a little bit of a longer crochet hook. But I think since it's a fairly smaller project, you can get away with using your regular crochet hook. So for Tunisian simple stitch, we're going to work onto the back side of our chains. So you're gonna have to trust me, this is my front side of your normal chains. And if you turn your chains around, if you turn them, and if you run your fingers through them, you'll feel little bumps. So we're going to work onto those bumps right there. This stitch counts as one. And as you can see, that first bump we're going to skip, and we're going to go straight to the second one. We're going to insert our hook, yarn over, and pull. Again, inserting that hook, yarning over, and pulling. And we're going to do this all the way down our row, and we should end up with 17 loops on our hook. And now that we have all of our 17 loops on our hook, we're going to do a return pass. So this is a unique thing about Tunisian simple stitch. We're going to be combining regular crochet hook and kind of a little bit of knitting. So we're going to be working forwards and backwards within one row. The neat thing about this is that you don't have to turn your work at all, so we're just going to be working onto the front side of our project at all times. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through that very last loop on our hook, and we're going to chain one. That's our chain one. We're going to grab our yarn and pull through two of our stitches. Again, grabbing our yarn, pulling through two of our stitches, yarning over, pulling through two, pulling through two, all the way down our row. And your row should look like this. I think at this point it's safe to mention that I actually cropped the original pattern to fit what I wanted. So I just made it smaller. Needless to say, you can always crop it, change the colors. I'm actually going to change the colors of the veins on the eyeball. They're originally like a little bit of a pink shade, and I am going to change it to a traditional red. Now I will show you the repeat for the rest of this project. So as you can see, there are little loops that form on our previous row. We're going to insert our hook onto that front loop only. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull it up onto our hook, counting always this stitch as one. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to yarn over and pull. And we're going to do this for 6 stitches. And one more. And now we're going to get to introduce our colors. Like I said before, I'm going to be switching that pink to red. You can do the same or keep it pink. We're going to again insert that hook onto that front loop of our previous row, and we're going to yarn over with our red. And we're going to do this for one more stitch for a total of 2 stitches. And now we're going to get to introduce the white part of our eyeball. And once again, we're just going to insert our hook onto that front loop, yarn over with our new color, and pull through. I like to move my tail back and forth so that it catches with my working yarn. And at this point, I am actually going to introduce a new cake of yarn separate from the one that I have here, because the eye bulb is going to start to take a little bit of a longer space, and I don't want to, um, have that wasted yarn between one side of my tapestry to the other. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this rest of the row with this black yarn. And now for our return pass, we're going to chain one onto the very last stitch. We're just yarn over and pull through that one loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two until you reach this point right here. So whenever you have two different color stitches in your hook, you're always going to pull through those two loops with your second color stitch. So we're just going to drop our black. We're going to pick up our white, yarn over, pull through that very last black stitch, and through that very first white stitch. Grab our yarn and pull through two, pull through two. And once again, you're going to use that second color stitch to pull through. So we're going to drop our white, we're going to pick up our red, pull through that white and through that red. Once again, we're going to yarn over and pull through those two red loops. And now we get to do our very last color switch for this row. Yarn over, pull through that red and through that black. And we pull through two, all the way down. And this is how your row should be looking like. I'm actually just going to leave the explanation right here, because everything you need to know, from your foundation to your color change, color introduction, everything that you need to know is right here in these two rows. And of course, down below, I leave the Pinterest pin that I'm following, or you can always take a screenshot of the picture on screen.